Imagine just for a second having this whole team of specialized AI experts ready whenever you need them.
Yeah, like a top film director for your ads.
Exactly. Or a star salesperson finding leads, maybe even a sharp financial analyst, all just there instantly.
Sounds kind of futuristic, right?
It does. But today, we're actually diving deep into a tool that's making that feel very, very real.
Welcome to the deep dive, everyone. So today, our mission is to really unpack something pretty powerful, Perplexity Labs.
Mm-hmm.
And look, this isn't just another AI churning out text or answering basic questions. We're talking about something that goes way further.
Right.
It creates actual usable stuff. Like, think dynamic visual storyboards, dashboards you can interact with, even complete contact lists you can actually use.
Yeah, actionable deliverables is the key phrase here, I think.
Totally. It's this new AI agent product from Perplexity. It's still kind of flying under the radar a
A
bit.
little bit, yeah.
But what it can do is, well, it's pretty extraordinary. So we're going to explore what makes it different, really get into its specialized agents, and maybe compare it to some other AI tools you might already know.
And yes, we need to talk about the price tag. It's $20 a month.
Yeah.
But stick with us, because by the end of this deep dive, you might really see why that investment could actually be a game changer for your business. How it could simplify things you thought needed, a whole team.
Absolutely. Now, to really understand why Perplexity Labs feels like such a breakthrough, we probably need to step back and look at the whole Perplexity ecosystem first.
Good point.
Because beyond just standard web search, Perplexity already has that deep research mode, right? For really digging into stuff.
Yeah, which is already pretty powerful for complex topics, gathering different sources, pulling it all together quickly, much better than standard search sometimes.
For sure. It's a big step up if you're tired of just surface-level results.
But Perplexity Labs, that feels like where things really shift, doesn't it? It's not just giving you information back.
No, exactly. It's handing you something finished. Labs isn't just like spitting out text snippets or a quick summary.
Right.
It's actually crafting complete, usable solutions. We're talking tangible assets.
Yeah.
Visual storyboards ready for production.
Wow.
Interactive dashboards you can filter, export data from, detailed reports, charts embedded right in them. And yeah, even those contact databases with emails, sometimes public phone numbers, it's built for business output.
Okay, so if I'm getting this right, its strengths are in things like creating visuals, really deep data collection, building functional dashboards, and then actually generating files you can use, like CSVs for your CRM or sales tool.
Yep.
And what I found really important, it shows you how it got there, that step-by-step reasoning.
Yeah, that reasoning trace is huge, isn't it?
It really is. Builds trust.
Totally. It lets you kind of peek behind the curtain, see its thought process, so you can spot if it, misunderstood something or went off track.
Like seeing the code behind the magic trick.
Exactly. Makes it powerful, but also, like, transparent, auditable.
So, bottom line, it's less about just getting answers.
Yeah.
And more about getting these fully functional tools generated for you.
Precisely. It delivers complete, actionable business tools, stuff you can plug right into your workflow or just hand off to your team.
Okay, so moving from that foundation, let's get into some specific examples, these agents.
Let's do it.
And one of the most visually striking ones, the one that really grabbed my attention, is the film director agent.
Oh, yeah, that one's cool.
It's not just writing scripts. It feels like it's about rapidly prototyping whole visual ideas.
Right. Think about the normal way you'd make a video ad. Ideation, storyboards, script, back and forth, revisions. It takes ages.
Weeks, sometimes months.
This agent just crushes that timeline. So picture this. You give it a prompt, something like, develop an 8-minute short ad film. Sustainable coffee brand, the Highland Brew. Story about a young female barista. Maybe she dreams of sourcing beans in Vietnam. Give me 6 storyboards and the full screenplay.
And the output is, well, it's genuinely surprising.
It is. It doesn't just give you some generic character outline. It creates a detailed profile. Like a Nien, 24-year-old barista, gives her psychological depth, a backstory.
Which makes the story richer.
Definitely. And then it generates actual visual sketches for the storyboards, detailed ones.
Yeah, they're not just empty boxes.
No, you could use them as reference for video tools like VO or Kling, the ones turning concepts into motion. Or even just quick thumbnails for YouTube. Super practical.
The application there is just immediate.
Right. And then beyond the visuals, you get the full screenplay. Scene descriptions, dialogue, even technical notes.
Like lighting cues, camera angles.
Yeah. Soft, sad lighting, specific camera angles, emotional cues for the actors. It actually understands filmmaking language. It's kind of wild.
So, okay, an ad film is one obvious use, but how else could businesses use this film director agent, do you think?
Oh, lots of ways. Quick marketing videos, maybe prototyping social media video strategies, designing presentations that are more engaging, even creating like immersive training modules.
Bringing
Depends on
complex ideas to visual life quickly.
exactly in minutes, not weeks. Okay, let's pivot now
Hmm.
to an agent that I think might be like immediately useful for almost any business,
Right.
the salesperson agent. This thing's designed to find potential customers for you, gather their contact info,
Wow.
and even help craft personalized outreach messages. It's like having a dedicated prospecting team working 24/7.
That sounds incredibly powerful. So how specific can you be when you tell it who you're looking for, your target market?
You can get really precise, feed it detailed parameters. Like you could say,
Example.
sure, we are a Vietnamese software company. We make CRM for small and medium businesses, SMEs in the food and beverage sector, F&B, across Southeast Asia. Our targets are restaurant owners, coffee shop chains, hotel managers. Then you just ask for the specific details you need. The clearer you are, the better the results, obviously.
And what does it actually give you back? What's the deliverable?
It builds you an entire interactive dashboard.
Dashboard. Okay.
Yeah. It includes names of decision makers, email addresses, phone numbers if they're public, company addresses, little descriptions of their business, and even suggestions for how to start that first personalized outreach. It's like a whole lead gen system.
I tried this one out. It actually pulled details on some well-known chains,
Mhm.
found founder names, got procurement email addresses, and yeah, those email templates were tailored. It even seemed to rank prospects by relevance.
See? Huge time saver.
Definitely.
And what's really cool is the dashboard itself. You can filter it, by industry or company size, copy emails with just one click, export the whole thing as a CSV file for your own CRM.
Ah, the export is key.
Totally. And you get those custom outreach templates right there. It's really built for action.
Okay, next up. Growing an online audience. We all know how hard that is these days. It's so crowded.
Tell me about it.
Well, there's a social media strategist agent that aims to kind of take the guesswork out of creating content, give you a real plan.
Yeah, this one's pretty smart because you can tell it to analyze successful creators in any field, doesn't have to be yours,
Oh, interesting.
and learn their strategies.
Yeah.
So you could say, okay, I want to build a personal brand around sustainable living for urban millennials. Analyze, say, a successful finance channel that targets Gen Z. Figure out their content strategy, how they distribute it.
So it learns from what works elsewhere and applies it to your specific niche.
Exactly. It adapts winning formulas.
And how detailed does it get? Does it break down the strategy?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It starts with a really solid niche analysis. Looks at growth potential, who the competition is, how you might monetize. Then it identifies these core content frameworks.
Frameworks, like templates.
Kinda. Like, it might identify a successful six-part structure that goes from a strong hook all the way to offering a unique perspective. That kind of structural insight is gold for creators.
And I saw it even gave like specific percentages for content types.
Yeah. That was cool. Like 40% educational content, 25% inspirational, 20% personal branding stuff, 10% pure entertainment, maybe 5% soft promotion.
That's really granular. Helps plan a balanced content calendar.
For sure. It quantifies the mix. And, if you set a big goal, like I want 100,000 followers in 90 days,
Yeah.
the agent just lays out the stark reality.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that means getting 1,111 new followers every single day, over 1 million views a month. You'll need to post 3-4 times daily, probably spend $5,000 to $10,000 a month on ads, and dedicate maybe 6-8 hours just to content creation every day.
Whoa. Imagine the sheer effort needed to hit those kinds of numbers, and it really puts it into perspective.
Doesn't it? It makes it real.
Yeah.
No magic wands here.
It really does. Paints a very clear picture. And then it actually builds out a full 90-day content calendar with daily ideas, hooks, calls to action, even hashtags, strategies for different platforms.
Yep, the whole roadmap, tailored to platforms like Instagram or LinkedIn if you specify.
So essentially, it delivers a comprehensive content plan ready to go.
Absolutely. A super detailed, actionable plan you could literally start working on tomorrow.
Okay, now, this next one might be the most sophisticated agent in the whole suite. The one that really gets into complex data.
Ah, the financial analyst.
Yeah.
This one's impressive.
It seems to handle investment strategies, market analysis, detailed financial breakdowns with a lot of depth.
It really does. And you can guide it with your own philosophy. Like you could tell it, My approach is value investing.
Yeah.
I'm focused on green tech and renewable energy startups. I believe in long-term sustainability.
And it uses that input.
Yeah, it tailors the entire analysis based on your specific criteria. It's not just generic advice.
So what kind of framework does it actually produce then?
It generates a pretty complete investment framework. You get detailed risk assessment charts, calculations for expected returns, company valuations, deep dives into market analysis, even specific stock recommendations based on your criteria.
It's almost like having a junior analyst working for you.
Kinda, yeah. Someone who can sift through tons of financial data really quickly.
And the visuals are good too, right? I saw examples of valuation charts comparing fair value to market price, risk-return profiles.
Yeah.
They looked quite professional.
Yeah, the visuals are definitely top-notch. And for that green tech example we use, it actually broke it down into specific investment categories,
Oh, really? Like what?
like green value plays, green infrastructure, pure play green businesses, traditional companies integrating green tech, green hardware and materials, and even green software and platforms. It really dissects the market landscape for you.
Okay, but here's where things get really interesting, I think. The true power of labs often comes when you start combining these agents.
Ah, using them together. Makes sense. Yeah. So imagine you're launching a new product line, say biodegradable packaging.
Okay.
You can basically orchestrate a full business plan using these different agents in sequence.
So where would you start? With the financial analyst, maybe?
Exactly. You'd use the financial analyst first, get it to analyze the sustainable packaging market, identify the key players, look at growth rates, maybe focus specifically on the food and beverage industry in Southeast Asia.
Right. Get that foundational market data and strategy.
Then you take those insights and hand them off to the social media strategist.
Okay, next step.
Yeah. That agent then crafts, say, a 3-month product launch plan, builds out a detailed content calendar for Instagram and LinkedIn, specifically targeting coffee shops, restaurants, whatever your target is.
It's like stacking building blocks, data, then strategy.
Exactly, like Lego blocks of data and strategy. Then, to actually get the leads.
You bring in the salesperson agent.
Precisely. The salesperson agent builds you that dashboard. Maybe finds 50 prime prospects in Vietnam and Thailand who are known for being sustainability conscious. Gets you the manager emails, generates those intro templates.
So you go from market insights right to targeted outreach.
Yep. And then, maybe to wrap it all up, tell your story visually.
The film director agent comes back in.
You got it. The film director creates a script and storyboard for maybe a quick 60-second ad, shows the journey from raw materials to the finished packaging, highlighting the environmental benefits.
Wow. So you can literally go from just an idea to a full, actionable business launch plan, covering all the key bases.
Market research? Check. Marketing materials? Check. Sales leads? Check. All coordinated, all generated potentially in just a few hours. It's an incredible accelerator. Sponsor.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about the impressive capabilities here, but, let's bring it back down to earth a bit. Where does Perplexity Labs really fit in the whole AI landscape? Because no single tool is perfect, right?
You're absolutely right. Nothing does everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if we compare it to something like ChatGPT,
Yeah.
Labs really shines with its deep research, the visual creation we talked about, building those interactive dashboards, and pulling out real-world data you can export.
Okay.
ChatGPT, though, is generally still better for more open-ended creative writing, general conversation, and probably more complex coding tasks. They have different strengths, often quite complementary, actually.
And what about comparing it to Claude?
Well, versus Claude, Labs has that edge with real-time data access, the visuals, those specific business apps like the agents, and the contact databases.
But Claude has its strengths too.
Oh, yeah. Claude often excels at really complex reasoning, understanding tricky nuances in context, and it can handle much longer documents because of its larger context window. So again, different tools for different jobs. Understanding that niche is key.
Now, with all this power, it's easy to maybe get a bit carried away. But it's really important to remember this isn't some magic bullet. What are the main limitations we need to keep in mind?
Yeah, super important point. The biggest one is verification. You absolutely must double-check the information it gives you.
Right, yeah.
Contact details can be outdated. Financial data always needs cross-referencing with official sources. It's an amazing assistant, but it's not infallible. It's not an oracle.
Even grounded in web data, those AI hallucinations can still happen.
They can. Less likely, perhaps, than with purely creative models, but yeah, you always need a healthy dose of skepticism.
That makes sense. So human oversight is just non-negotiable.
Totally.
It's a powerful assistant, yes, but it's not replacing your strategic thinking, your critical judgment. I still wrestle with ensuring AI output lines up perfectly with my own sort of nuanced intent sometimes.
Yeah.
There's always that final human layer needed to really make it work, to tailor it.
Absolutely. It's about letting the tool do the heavy lifting, right?
Mhm.
Freeing you up for the strategic stuff, the creative insights, the qualitative judgment that only a human can really provide.
So, boiling it down, the key takeaway on limitations is it's a powerful tool, but not a source of absolute truth. Always verify, always oversee.
Spot on. Use it to amplify your efforts, definitely. But never, ever outsource your critical thinking.
Okay, so let's try to wrap this up, bringing it all back. Perplexity Labs really feels like a uniquely practical AI tool. It seems highly specialized for creating these actionable business deliverables. That feels quite different in the current AI space.
I agree. It's about getting concrete things done and done quickly.
Its ability to generate visuals, collect real-world data in usable formats, build those interactive dashboards, that really sets it apart from a lot of the more general-purpose AI tools out there.
Yeah, those specialized functions are its core strength, I think.
And it probably works best as a really powerful assistant within a broader AI toolkit, right? Complementing other tools, maybe like ChatGPT for writing or Claude for deep analysis.
Exactly. It's part of an ecosystem, using the right tool for the right job.
A more integrated approach to work.
That's the real power, I think. It's not about replacement. It's about amplification, making you more capable.
The future of business, it really does seem to belong to those who can effectively leverage tools like this one. It's about getting ahead of the curve, not just trying to keep pace.
Mm-hmm.
The competitive advantage for people who adopt this early, it feels pretty significant and tangible.
It really does. Don't wait for everyone else to figure this stuff out. The chance to fundamentally change how you work starting right now is huge.
So a final thought maybe for you listening right now. What new agent, or maybe what new combined workflow could you imagine creating with this kind of technology? Something that goes beyond what we've even talked about today.
Yeah.
Think about how you could reshape your own daily tasks, or maybe even your entire business model using these capabilities.
That's definitely a deep thought for a deep dive. Thanks for joining us today. Out to your own music.